It was a gorgeous summer day in late June as the crowd gathered for the prestigious Windermere Golf Classic. The sun was shining, the perfectly manicured greens glistened, and the air was filled with anticipation for an event that brought together some of the biggest names in entertainment, business, and sports. Among the VIP guests was none other than Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, who had been making headlines for her various philanthropic endeavors and her rumored rift with the British royal family. As the guests mingled and sipped champagne, the host for the event's opening ceremony took the stage, Steve Harvey, the iconic comedian and television personality. Known for his irreverent humor and occasional foot-in-mouth moments, Harvey was an interesting choice to kick off the glamorous golf tournament. Little did anyone know that his speech would take an unexpected and controversial turn. Harvey opened with a few harmless jokes, poking fun at the attendees' fashion choices and the exorbitant greens fees. The crowd chuckled politely, lulled into a sense of complacency by the comedian's affable demeanor. But then, Harvey's gaze landed on Meghan, and his tone shifted. Speaking of people who like to put on airs, Harvey drawled, a mischievous glint in his eye. "We've got a real-life wannabe princess in our midst today." The crowd fell silent, a collective gasp rippling through the well-heeled attendees. Meghan, who had been sipping a glass of white wine, froze, her eyes widening in disbelief. Harvey, seemingly oblivious to the tension he had just created, plowed ahead. "Now, I don't know much about the royal family and all their rules and whatnot," he continued, "but from what I can tell, if you marry a prince, you don't automatically become a princess. Am I right, folks?" A few nervous titters echoed through the audience, but most remained stunned into silence, exchanging uncomfortable glances. "So, Meghan, honey, you might want to dial back on the tiaras and the fancy titles," Harvey said, his voice dripping with condescension. "Because from where I'm standing, you're just a regular old duchess, trying to be something you're not." The tension in the air was palpable, and Meghan's face had turned a deep shade of crimson. Her husband, Prince Harry, looked equally mortified, his jaw clenched in barely contained rage. Harvey, seemingly oblivious to the outrage he had just sparked, carried on with his speech, peppering it with a few more thinly veiled jabs at Meghan's perceived delusions of grandeur. By the time he finally wrapped up and exited the stage, the atmosphere was thick with awkwardness and disbelief. As soon as Harvey was out of sight, a flurry of activity erupted. Meghan, her eyes brimming with tears of humiliation, hastily excused herself, with Harry trailing behind her, his expression thunderous. The rest of the guests erupted into a cacophony of whispers and gasps, with some expressing outrage at Harvey's insensitivity, while others found his remarks to be darkly humorous. Within hours, news of Harvey's scathing comments had gone viral, igniting a firestorm of controversy on social media. Supporters of the royal family condemned Harvey's actions as disrespectful and unprofessional, while his defenders claimed that he was merely exercising his right to free speech and that the outrage was overblown. Meghan's camp remained tight-lipped in the immediate aftermath, fueling speculation about her mental state and the potential fallout from the incident. Some speculated that she and Harry might cut ties with the event organizers, while others wondered if legal action might be on the horizon. As the days passed, the controversy showed no signs of abating. Pundits and commentators weighed in from all sides, with some accusing Harvey of perpetuating harmful stereotypes about women and people of color, while others argued that the outrage was emblematic of a society that had become too politically correct and thin-skinned. Finally, a week after the incident, Meghan broke her silence in a poignant op-ed published in a major newspaper. She acknowledged the hurt and humiliation she had felt at Harvey's words but stressed that her primary concern was the broader implications of his comments. "This wasn't just about me," she wrote. "It was about the millions of women and girls who have been told, in one way or another, that they don't belong, that they should know their place, and that their ambitions and dreams are somehow inappropriate or unwelcome." Meghan went on to call for greater empathy, understanding, and respect, urging people to consider the impact of their words and actions, no matter how innocuous they might seem. Her powerful message resonated with readers around the world, and the op-ed was widely praised for its eloquence and insight. As for Steve Harvey, he initially doubled down on his comments, dismissing the outrage as overblown and accusing his critics of being overly sensitive. However, As the backlash mounted and sponsors began to distance themselves from him, he eventually issued a half-hearted apology, claiming that his remarks were meant in jest and that he never intended to cause offense. The fallout from the incident was far-reaching, with both Harvey and Meghan becoming lightning rods for broader debates about race, gender, and the role of public figures in shaping societal norms. Some argued that Harvey's comments were symptomatic of a larger culture of disrespect and misogyny, while others contended that Meghan's reaction was an overreaction fueled by her own insecurities and sense of entitlement. In the end, the 2024 Windermere Golf Classic will be remembered not for the athletic achievements on the course, but for the controversy and heated discussions it sparked off the greens. For Meghan and Harvey, the incident served as a reminder of the power of words and the importance of choosing them carefully, especially when in the public eye. And for the rest of the world, it was a stark